Gentlemen and female gentlemen, welcome to the newest drama. That's right, baby. It is time for some impromptu drama chat just made me aware of, live on Kick. And to the surprise of me, Disney is going out of their way to slander and cancel Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic and all these like more right-leaning movie reviewer people for saying that The Acolyte is shit. As someone who thinks The Acolyte is shit, this is very funny. Dude, this is the worst damage control of all time. Okay, so this video is dropped by Benny Johnson covering this whole story. I don't know Benny Johnson, but I'm excited to see what this ride is like, because there is no way anyone is this lame that they're working at Disney, and instead of actually taking accountability for producing the most garbage show of all time, they rather instead blame the reviewers. They're blaming the reviewers for giving negative reviews. This is the most anti-democracy take of all time. Guys, this is against everything that Star Wars stands for. All right, just to be clear, to quote the
system where the politicians sit down and discuss the problem.
All right.
Agree what's in the best interest of all the people.
All right.
And then do it.
Yeah, easy.
That's exactly what we do.
That is what they do.
The trouble is that people don't always agree.
Yeah, people don't always agree.
Then they should be made to.
They should be made to agree on something even when they don't agree?
By whom? Who's gonna make them?
Good question.
No, someone.
You.
Oh, one guy.
Who?
Of course not me.
But someone.
Someone wise.
Oh, someone wise.
Sounds an awful lot like a dictatorship to me.
Interesting. It does sound like a dictatorship. Wow. It's almost like one of the major themes in Star Wars is how democracy is based. And here they are out here saying that, oh no, we can't have bad reviews. Let's get rid of the reviewers.
Well, if it works.
If it works.
You're making fun of it.
You're making fun of it. Yeah, so hilariously enough, we got Star Wars, ladies and gentlemen, a story that is so focused on how democracy is based and dictatorship is cringe. And here you have Disney out here. Not only did they forget what the themes of Star Wars are, but they're saying that, no, we cannot let people have a voice. How dare he have a voice? And this. Anyway, let's see what this. Let's go down this path. I'm ready. Let's see what we got.
Luke, betray your customers, you must.
I did not see that coming. No!
Insult audience. Yes, this is the way of the woke.
What the fuck am I? What?
Around, you found out. You did.
Oh my god. I will admit, that definitely blindsided me. I 100% did not see that coming at all.
What's up, guys? It's your boy Benny. So there are multiple ways to make history. You can make history in a good way, like winning the national championship. Or you can make history in a bad way, like being the world's most murderous authoritarian dictator.
What the fuck? Such a hilarious way to start a video. What is even going on? All right, yeah, there's two ways to make history, I guess. Sure, okay.
Both are making history. It's just you really don't want to be in one column, the bad history making. But that is precisely what is happening with Disney Star Wars and has been happening with Disney Star Wars for the better part of the last 2 decades.
All right.
The Force is female, is what Kathleen Kennedy promised she would do. She promised she'd.
Dude, it's crazy. I love how immortalized the South Park Kathleen Kennedy meme is. Like, it's actually wild.
Make history with Star Wars by making it a female brand, turning a boy brand into a girl brand.
I can't believe this is happening. What is even going on? What is even happening?
And, ladies and gentlemen, mission accomplished. Okay, so let's go through some of the recent history-making moments for Disney Star Wars.
All right, let's do it.
This used to be, the Star Wars Holiday Special, used to be the worst rated with 10,000 plus.
Wasn't the Star Wars Holiday Special like a sock puppet show?
Ratings. Audience score Star Wars episode of all time. This was the worst. Nothing even came close, actually, to matching this 21%, only 21% from the loyal and loving Star Wars audience.
All right.
Except,
Uh-oh.
now history has been made.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, dude! Huge W, massive, colossal W. Bro, look at the dissonance in these scores. Whenever you see shit like this, like the 85 on the tomato meter, 85! What reviewers are rating this an 85? Listen, I've seen this show, all right? This has nothing to do with wokeness. Moist Critical hated it too. It has nothing to do with like, oh, they have black women in the show, we're gonna hate on it now. Oh, are there space lesbians? Oh, we're gonna hate on it. That's not why. People are hating on it because it's bad. Like, it's a bad show. You don't understand. So whenever dude, this is just insane. Here, look at this clip and tell me that this is a good show. This is an 85%.
Power of one.
Power of what?
The power of two.
Power of two.
Power of many. The power of one. The power of two. The power of many.
Anyway, this goes on for 20 minutes. But the point that I'm really trying to make is, aside from the fact that goes on for 20 minutes, the theme that over there you got a whole bunch of space lesbians immaculately concepting human, like these twin sisters. Like, it's insane. It's crazy. Anyway,
with the Acolyte and the release of episode 3, now Disney has the newest, lowest rated Star Wars product in history. Here we go.
All publicity, good publicity, baby.
15% here from the audience, score a much deserved 15%.
You know why it's 15%? Because most people left either 1 star or 2 stars. That's what they call the power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many, ladies and gentlemen.
You are making history, baby.
Woo!
Now, ladies and gentlemen, people would prefer this.
What the fuck?
We can have a good time,
Wait, this is the holiday special show? Oh, God.
Wookiee porn.
can't we?
Did he just say Wookiee porn? Did my guy over here just say Wookiee porn?
Oh, we are excited, aren't we?
Yes.
I'll tell you a secret.
Okay.
I find you adorable.
Wait, this is actually something that exists. And this is rated higher right now than Acolyte. Actual Wookiee porn.
I find you adorable. I find you adorable. Oh, yes.
Oh my God, Stick it, stop!
Actually would prefer to watch that than to watch.
Finally, real Star Wars lore. Let's go. I've been doing the lore deep dives on all the Old Republic Star Wars shit, and Wookiee porn is up there. S tier on the Star Wars lore dive.
Power of one.
Oh God, not this again! I didn't think I have to sit through this more than once. The power of many. Proceeds to shoot myself in the back of the head.
The power of one.
Mickey Mouse shaped bullet in the back of my skull right now.
Two. The power of
This is actually the best explanation I've heard of what the hell that actually means, that shattering
The power of one. The power of... One thing you have to say about the Acolyte, you got some good memes.
garbage with a bunch of witches totally remaking the Force and
Yes.
reverse engineering the Sith and the
Yes,
Jedi and all
yes.
the power of one, the power
Poor Darth Plagueis gave his entire life to find a way to immaculately conceive Anakin to become the chosen one. And then you got these guys. Then you got these guys who've already mastered it. The space lesbians with the immaculate conception children all over the place. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, God.
Chris Gore, you absolute savage,
Nice.
you. Okay,
Very
so this
cool.
is
Very cool.
So this is maybe this is what they meant.
That's probably what
all
they meant, yeah.
along. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's history
Darth Masturbius. Stop it, chat.
in the making.
All right.
It's also the most ratioed trailer
Let's
of all
go.
time
Let's
in the
go.
Disney Star Wars universe. Here you can see the ratio of nearly
People are not liking this. I'm just saying.
10-1.
Okay, listen. Math is not your strong suit, which is why you're talking about woke Disney movies, okay? This is not 10-1. Wait, what? 10-1! Clearly!
Likes to dislikes.
3.5-1. Look at that. 3.5, 10, what's the difference?
For The Acolyte.
Yeah.
So the most ratioed live-action Star Wars ever, and the next trailer, every single trailer actually, lives sort of along this delta of being ratioed
40-1! Literally 40-1!
2 and 3 and 4 times the like to dislike ratio here.
Nice.
The Star Wars Acolyte history in the making.
I want to ask you both because this is, I would say, arguably the gayest Star Wars. I think by
Oh my God, why would they say this? Like, if you look at past Star Wars interviews, They talk about the plot, the story, the lore, the world, the tragedy, the evolution of these people. What? Look at the face this dude is making right now. Like, that's the interviews. Now they only talk about, like...
A considerable margin. And
What, is it really that funny?
are you excited about that? Are you
Not the
bracing
gayest
yourself?
Star Wars. Not the.
What is this dance she's doing? What?
It's pretty gay, let's be honest.
I'll just remind you that the fans preferred this.
Thank you. I did not need the reminder. Thank you.
Gayest
We can
Star
have a good
Wars.
time, can't we?
Yes.
Oh, God.
They were celebrating. They were celebrating.
Oh.
While they conceived children without men, while they completely
All right,
and
dude.
totally desecrate Star Wars lore.
Now that they did do that. They did do that.
Star Wars keeps tweeting through the tears and sadness.
Literally, the most insane, disliked shit in the universe. Beyond regal. Beyond regal. Oh my God, dude. This is like actual propaganda, as they say. Like, what is even going on?
The official Star Wars account continues to hype and promote this, the most unpopular
Not just hype and promote that. You go on Disney Plus and the Acolyte is plastered all over it.
series in the history of Star Wars. And the comments, it's almost as good as Willow. The comments do not disappoint. The power of two.
Oh God, why are they so proud of that line?
Stream the new episode. You gotta respect it. You gotta respect the fact that Disney.
Yeah, I can't help but not really respect that so much. The power of a destroyed franchise, am I right? Dude, this is insane. Like, I would think that your goal was at least making money. Like, at least making a story good enough to sell copies. You're literally working with Star Wars, one of the biggest IPs on the planet. Bro, oh my God.
Disney, continues to promote this.
And they're really gonna sit here and make believe that these people that are hating on it in the comments, that they're just anti-woke. They just hate gay people, which is why they hate this show. Oh yeah. They hate women. Yeah, you know why they hate Star Wars? Because they hate women.
They continue to actually push this. Except that you completely turned the show in the entire Star Wars franchise into a dumpster fire. It really is the worst. The power of cringe. Disney's woke addiction destroyed the whole franchise. The power of destroying a franchise.
One cringe, two cringe, many cringe.
One cringe, two cringe, many cringe, too many
that.
to count. The power of one, the power of two.
The power of money. All right, dude.
Money.
Yeah.
The power of money.
This is insane. Actually crazy.
Waiting for them to turn off the comments. That's right. But they haven't. They haven't. Look at this ratio.
They actually haven't. People are out there attacking them. You know something that they have been doing, though? This is weird, and I know this because I got my Acolyte review demonetized. They're demonetizing videos. Tons of people are finding that their videos are getting demonetized. Now, I'm not just saying that this is some sort of weird censorship conspiracy or something, all right? I bet this video is demonetized. Benny Johnson. How do you look this up? Benny Johnson.
This is Westfield.
Does he have like a community post or something? I guess not. Ooh. Anyway, I guess not. But the point is, a lot of people have been getting this. I know the Quartering. Well, the Quartering complains all the time, but the Quartering complains that all of his reviews get demonetized. Like, I do believe there is actually some sort of campaign to silence these critics and make it look like they just hate the show, not because it's bad. They just hate the show because they hate women.
So this is probably a historic ratio, right? Yeah, 2.5 thousand comments.
All right.
None of them positive.
All right.
So Star Wars just breaking barriers. And what do you do when you are creatively bankrupt? When you are a commercial disaster?
Yeah, good question.
When nobody can make any money off your brand anymore,
Damn.
and
Good
when
question.
you've isolated all of your fans.
Good question.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you attack the fans.
Obviously, that's what I would do. Personally, that's what I would do.
You attack the fans for being toxic.
It's so interesting to me because, you have a lot of these like Real Housewives shows, right? Could you imagine if they made like the Real Housewives, or they made the Kardashian show or whatever? I don't watch any of this shit, but I know a lot of women that love that shit. And can you imagine if they just decided to turn that into like a war story? Like, all right, so we're gonna turn it into a war story now instead of like some sort of family drama. Like you're just destroying the game. You're ruining the game. It's not a matter of agenda as much as it is a matter of you are killing this because of agenda, but you're killing it.
Like Kathleen Kennedy has done. So instead of making a better product, She says that Star Wars struggle with fan attacks because the fan base is being so male-dominated.
Oh yeah, that's why they're getting hate. That's why they're getting hate, baby. They are getting hate because the fan base is male-dominated, not because the show is shit. Like, recognize the fact that the male-dominated fan base wasn't hating on other people when the show was good.
And the best part about this is, you know, if you keep attacking the fans, there'll be no fans left, and so then you'll be done with toxic fandom. It's a great.
Yo, that's the strategy. That is the strategy, guys. Oh my god. Well, if they simply just make shit content, and they'll have no fans left, so the fans can't hate on them if there are no fans.
It's just a fantastic idea.
Yeah, agreed.
And
agreed.
Again, maybe the strategy here. Maybe the strategy. Here we go, from Critical Drinker. If Star Wars fans are the problem, then the Acolyte is definitely a solution.
See, remember what I told you literally like 10 minutes ago? Every time you see the word the solution, it's never a good thing. Yeah.
Star Wars toxic fans keep proving they're the franchise's biggest problem.
Yeah, the biggest problem is the toxic fans, not the fact that the content is shit. Listen, as someone that doesn't give a fuck about agenda as long as you're making a good-ass show, this is not a good show. It's not a good show. Dude, the main character in Arcane is gay, okay? And literally no one cares because Arcane is the greatest animated show of all time, okay? Vi from Arcane, gay. Where's the hate? Where are the top toxic fans? It is a female-dominated story about gay characters, and there are no haters. You know why? Because it's a 10 out of 10 masterpiece of content. It is a masterpiece. So it doesn't get hate. So now I ask you the question, is Star Wars getting the hate because, well, I don't know, hypothetically, the show is shit? Or because the toxic men don't like it? I don't know!
Yeah. I think Critical Drinker says it. You'll just have no fans,
Easy.
And then you won't have a problem with toxic
Easy.
fans. You'll have no fans. Now, it does seem as though Disney has gone to the corporate press and the corporate media and their stenographers in those corrupted organizations, many of which Disney owns. Remember, Disney is the largest media company
in the world.
Yep.
They
own Fox, they own ABC.
They own everything.
All these other...
They will soon own everything you love. Whatever you love, grab onto it now, because sooner or later, it will just become a Disney subsidiary. Remember that. Remember that!
Different media entities, all these publications. They own ESPN, for instance. Just a short list here.
Shit, that's crazy.
So Disney has enormous power, obviously, and influence to get...
Everyone wants to be best friends with Disney, duh.
Stories written. And Nerdrotic is pointing out that Looper, which is a joke of a
dumpster fire game journalist crap show
publication, but they are actually attacking Critical Drinker and himself for encouraging hatred and bigotry with his reviews.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy that they're coming after the reviewers like Nerdrotic and Critical Drinker. Because here's the thing, we just saw this with a game. There's a game called Black Myth Wukong. All right, this game was made by someone in China, I think, and or Japan. I don't remember who made Black Myth Wukong. So, but they made the game, and Sweet Baby Inc., an agency that promotes a consulting agency to make sure that your game has enough diversity and stuff in the game. They went up to them and they said, "Listen, pay us $7 million and we will diversify your game." And they said, "No, we don't really want to do that. It's Chinese developed." And he said, "No, we don't really want to do that. We would much rather just, make the game the way we want to make it. We don't want you to actually change it." So they were like, "Oh, okay, sure. You don't want to pay us the $7 million tax? You'll see what happens." And the Kotaku Inquisition begins. Kotaku and IGN and all of these freaking goddamn big-ass gaming journalism platforms are rolling out articles after articles about how the creators of Black Myth Wukong are all sexist. All of them sexist and harassing people and shit like that. Now, you wonder if there is some sort of weird combo collusion situation going on. I did a whole... video on that already. I don't know if it's going to be up on YouTube first or this will, but I already did a whole thing talking about that. It has finally been proven that these diversity consultant firms are actual propaganda pushing machines that will extort money out of you or cancel you if you don't bend the knee. Like actual insane shit. Wild garbage.
Of a poorly written streaming show?
And now they're attacking YouTube reviewers for reviewing something. Dude, have you ever heard of these guys are such cock gobblers that they're just gonna listen and obey to all these people because they'd rather be on the inside clique of these losers.
The only ones I see doing that are Lucasfilm. So let's go ahead and check the record here. Nerdrotic's Acolyte Episode 3 review has 1 million views in 4 days. And Drinker's Acolyte Episode 3 review has 2.6 million views in 4 days.
Yeah. One thing about the Acolyte, they're definitely feeding a lot of the people that they hate. One thing for sure, they are giving good content to a lot of people that they do not like.
Critical Drinker has 2.05 million subs, so he's getting...
Mr. Benny here numbers is not his strong suit, I see.
More views than he actually has subs, which is really quite an accomplishment.
Moist Critical got like 3 million views reviewing this too. These guys are the obvious... going against Moist Critical would be suicide. Like, that's why Looper is not going to say, oh, Moist Critical said the show is shit. You know why? Because that is corporate suicide. That detracts from the idea that people can actually hate this show because the show is shit, instead of detracting from the idea that, oh, no, they just hate the show because they hate women. Like, when it comes to Nerdrotic and the Critical Drinker, which are a lot more right-leaning type review channels, like, you could say that, they just hate women, that's why they hate the show, the end. But they're not going to mention Moist Critical, even though Moist Critical's review literally has more views than the Critical Drinkers and Nerdrotic's, because Moist Critical is fucking huge. They're not going to mention him when he said the show is bad because, well, if he said the show is bad, he's not right-leaning, so you can't blame it on the fact that he's actually secretly a sexist. Like, this is actual disgusting shit, honestly.
So, what are they doing here? They're going after their biggest critics.
Yep.
In order to try and silence them.
And you could tell, because on the Rotten Tomatoes score, it's an 84. But the audience score is a 14. That dissidence can only exist if they're lying. If Disney is actively paying reviewers to give them higher scores.
Apparently they deleted this, but here, watch for yourself.
Some audience members have issues with the show's diversity and LGBTQ+ themes.
No, the main issue I think that most people have is the fact that it's shit.
And those should be dismissed.
Those should be dismissed. Dismiss all the people that have complaints because of these things.
However, viewers should genuinely examine the legitimate criticisms the Acolyte has received. Cultural critics like the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic have...
I can't believe they actually are calling them out specifically.
Dubbed the show lore-breaking for its recent revelations, but their commentary isn't productive.
Whoa! That's what they're saying? Their commentary isn't productive when they said it's lore-breaking. Moist Critical said it's lore-breaking. How? Dude, but you're not gonna call him out on that, huh? Yeah, I'm just gonna this is literal proof that these people are biased pieces of trash. Okay, so Moist Critical's video on the Acolyte is over 2 million views. All right, for the record, it's over 2 million views. Okay, he specifically mentions it as lore breaking. That is one of his complaints. Let me see if I could actually find it. I'm looking for the power of one, power of two, power of many. I don't know. I'll never find it.
Interesting, but the writing is so cringe.
Oh, the writing is cringe? He must be sexist. Remember when he said the writing was cringe? He probably did that because he hates LGBT people, honestly. But that's why you'll never see Disney calling him out, because he's not like right-leaning. Since he's not right-leaning per se, calling him out, you can't just put dog whistles as your arguments. Dude, I don't know, I can't actually find the part of him
down the force field when she was trying to punch kick.
Yeah, that was
really shit. Huge deal in the Star Wars.
Oh, here it is, baby. I can't believe oh, dude, that is such a good face. Gotta take a screenshot of that face. That's a good face.
Prophesized child in Star Wars lore. Obviously. These twins were conceived without a father, and it's a very big moment in the Star Wars universe that the Jedi also become aware of. And if you know anything about Star Wars lore, you'll recognize that this is very similar to Anakin Skywalker. The actual prophesized child in Star Wars lore.
Big deal, yeah.
He was conceived by Shmi, who had him without a father.
True.
This big force-sensitive conception is a really huge deal in the Star Wars universe, I would think.
Right. I would go as far as to say lore breaking, which is basically what he said. He said, this is a huge deal. It is lore breaking.
So, the Coven of Witches are...
Anyway, he goes on to explain how cringe the rest of the show is, because his review is very negative, obviously, because the show is shit. But, so these guys having the audacity to say that,
for its recent revelations, but their commentary isn't productive. Rather, it encourages bigotry and hatred over...
He's saying that this Looper reporter loser guy is saying that it's unproductive to listen to the critical drinker saying it's lore breaking because it promotes bigotry and hatred. That is bullshit. That is mega fucking bullshit. And obviously, they're not going to call out Charlie for saying it's lore breaking. You know why? Because they can't pin it as sexist on Charlie.
A show that's just getting started. As always, rage baits and review bombings distract from actual...
It's review bombings.
Criticism.
Yeah, distracting from actual criticism. Do you know how much criticism there was of the show? You could criticize every frame of the show could be criticized. Stale acting, bad writing, physics breaking, fire in space, terrible plot threads, ridiculous reveals. Every action taken by every character is stupid. This space covenant makes no sense in the lore either. Like, I could give you a billion criticisms, but you're just gonna say, oh, it's just a dog whistle because you hate women.
It's never actually the fault of the destroyers of brands who come in and create garbage products that we all hate.
Yeah, I can't believe they went after fucking Critical Drinker and the guy. Maybe it's not review bombing. Maybe the show's just shit.
It's always the fans.
The Jedi Master killed by a knife in the first 5 minutes of the show. Sorry. Hey, I could go on forever. The really cringe force field fight in the second episode. God, the power of one, power of two, power of many. That became a meme. It was so bad.
Fault. And you know, that equation solves for itself. If you keep creating garbage that isolates and breaks away fans every single time you continue to push a piece of sludge through the content pipeline, then you will have no more fans left.
True.
So maybe that's the point here.
Maybe.
And that would be a good thing for the Star Wars.
Yeah, right. That'd be a great thing.
Wars franchise.
Mm-hmm.
What's left of it? Because before
Star Wars franchise is dead. For those of you that are unaware, I literally just dropped my first reaction to a Clone Wars video, and it was actually good. It's so sad, especially because there's so much they could do with Star Wars lore. Like, there is so much that could be done, like with the Old Republic lore, and then they make this. They make
easier
this.
to watch these people rule over a pile of ash that nobody cares about. You know what other equation solves itself?
That's it, baby. That's, would you rather be a rule over a kingdom of ash, or live humbly in a kingdom of riches? Like, it's crazy that they're just so ready and happy to destroy the show for the sake of some sort of wild Disney agenda push. I don't understand it, honestly.
Is when your franchise makes no more money, that means you all lose your jobs. And I think everybody is really, really excited about that.
Oh, God.
So, well done. Well done.
Fuck.
History has been made.
I cannot believe that they went after reviewers. Like, to have the audacity to actually straight up go after reviewers, like, not even exaggerating. They just straight up decided to go after reviewers, calling Nerdrotic and what's his name, Critical Drinker, sexist, and that's why people are hating it. I don't know, man. It's a wild ride. It's gross. It's gross seeing like how many layers of cognitive dissonance there needs to be for Disney to not be willing to accept and take accountability for the fact that they've created a shitty product. I don't know. Anyway, this has been Star Wars trying to cancel the Critical Drinker and Nerdrotic for being sexist, because they would rather do that than admit that their show is shit, and would rather push some sort of wild agenda that gives it high ratings in all the Rotten Tomatoes and gaming journalists and articles, because I guess integrity is a bygone era. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, chat, for recommending me do deep dive in this one. Stay weird, fam. Like, subscribe, and this video was streamed live on kick.com/Nuxanor. See you there. Stay weird, fam.